What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 83 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Karl Franz campaign. So as we saw last time, Balthazar Gelt embarrassed the likes of Imric over in Morgheim as the ingenuity of human artillery absolutely bombarded the elves into submission. And that should make Imric's faction reasonably weaker by the virtue of the loss of his main stack, though he does have a fair bit of territory, so I'm sure that he'll get a few more territories up and running. At this point, we don't actually want his territory, and we'll be trading it to our allies, but I guess that'll be, well, something for Gelt to do over the next few turns. Plus, we have rats here that we have to destroy as well, so we might as well do both at the same time. And then hopefully the territories will switch to their proper owners. And I just realized that Thorek didn't declare war on him, but Thorek isn't our ally, so I guess that makes sense. There's also the issue of what's going on over on the coastline here with Count Noctilus, as he has taken Lashik without too much trouble, though he did lose a few of his artillery. I'm sure he'll be able to get them back fairly soon. What we really need to make sure is that kofer does not fall, as it is a, well, it's a special location, and I do want to keep it. Though I guess the question remains as to how exactly we can accomplish that, because if Count Noctilus can reach us next turn, we're still not going to be able to bring down those Necrofex Colossi. I'll think about it. Maybe we get him one of the regiments of renown. I wasn't thinking about putting the Black Lions, for example, in any particular army at the current time. Same probably can't be said for the Silver Bolt, so maybe we'll just give you the Black Lions in the hopes that they will help out if he goes up there. Obviously, if he goes to Sorcerer's Islands, there's really nothing we can do about it. Anyway, that'll be for next turn, though. Let's see what we gotta do this turn. Gregor Rodziner, you are remaining in Siege of Turkurali. That's fine. Bernard von Sanger, and you are complete with your recruitment, so you have your follower army ready, and we were hoping, let's see, where is it? We were hoping to get all the way to Manorialism, but honestly it's going to take so long to get that Lord Recruit rank +5. We're probably better off just replacing a Lord and getting one to lead those, another one of Imperial Calibration, leading those units around, which I guess we can do. Let's go with this one with the Imperial Calibration. I'm pretty sure this does not apply for war wagons, this stuff, but, you know, we'll see.
To strengthen the Empire.
You're gonna go here, and oh, you can't transfer. No, you should be able to transfer to this guy. What? Barded Warhorse. Yes, you can transfer. So all of these go here. And do they have any buffs? Missile, strength, and no, I think those are just general buffs. Yeah, I think these are normal, as an Imperial Calibration does not apply to them, or else their range would also be buffed, but it does not. So 350 standard, and let's say, yeah, 350 standard. Oh well, not a big deal. I mean, you can always swap that out, and we'll have to swap this guy out to a level 15 so that we can get benefit from the watch here. So yeah, that'll be later on. Anyway, that's good for you guys. That frees up Bernard von Sanger again. I guess the question is what we have as the melee line for Helmut Feuerbach. It would be better to use tanks, but we don't have them available yet, so I guess demigriffs are probably going to be the way. We have a very limited number of melee units that we can put in this army. It's going to be like 4. And if we can't do steam tanks, I guess we have to go demigriffs, don't we? I was also thinking about maybe popping a little Grom in here, because this is our main artillery army. And a little Grom would be nice there as well, I guess, to target single entities. Not that the Hellblasters wouldn't be able to take care of it, but, would we even have room for that? Wait, no, we wouldn't. We would have to get rid of one of the Hellstorm rocket batteries to put the little Grom in.
General.
Considering we already have one in another army, it's probably not that big of a deal. I'll think about it. We can always do it later. For now, let's have you recruit 4 demigriffs with halberds, and that'll be this army maxed out, and the artillery line will be ready to go and do stuff somewhere. Swell. Alrighty, who's up next that we have not moved yet? We don't have recruiting surplus anymore. Not getting it. We don't. Good. Nud van Hesselt, you cannot move to Plains of Zambajin this turn. I think we checked that last time. Feuerbach, I just checked you. Who did I not check last time? Marcus, you are good. Lehman, you don't need to move. Bernard Hart, sorry about all the jumping around on the map, but it's kind of necessary right now, as I'm trying to remember if I forgot anything. And I don't believe I did. Yeah, you guys continue to stay there in the hopes that we can catch Mazdamundi out. We already moved the tech thieves and stuff around. Alrighty, that means we spend the money. Yeah, you know what? I've decided. Let's get the Black Lions. It's cheaper to get the Black Lions now than it would be to lose Kofer and have to rebuild the Kofer Harbor. In fact, it's a lot cheaper than having to do so. Should we get the silver bullets here as well? I don't know that they would do all that much for us, but it's not like we were expecting to put them in an army right now, and it's only 10 turns until they come back. Yeah, alright, let's do this. I'm just gonna hope that he doesn't attack this anyway, because I'm not sure that this is still going to be enough for us to be able to defend the harbor, but it depends on if he attacks this turn or next turn, or whether he attacks that location at all. I also have a feeling, ooh yes, Marienburg Port, upgrade you. I also have a feeling that the game likes to target lords like that. Next up we have something to be built in Marienburg, though I guess the question is what exactly. We probably won't need walls here. We could do a common temple for the additional money, though honestly, despite the fact that we have a very nice harbor here, we will probably not make a crazy amount of money out of this place. Mostly because of the necessary defenses the city watches it are now and at Gorcel, so 3,000 gold is fairly minimal, which means the common temple probably wouldn't provide us enough of a benefit for us to care, which means I think we'll just go for the Shrine of Sigmar in combination with the gunsmith. Alright, Blackwater, Zufbar, you... well, we don't need the coaching in right now. We could build the paved roads here, and out of this, I guess another gunsmith. Actually, gunsmith really does make sense for a Zufbar, where they build those 42-pounders. Alrighty, City Watch for you, Riffrafa. Definitely gonna need that here. Coast of Araby, Kofer. Let's hope you don't get attacked. Pyrus, I think they're way too far to attack. But if they do, we could always transfer you there before they do. Oh, but then they might turn around and get Kofer. But the longer they spend trying to do that, the more time we have to get our main armies here. So, yeah, you know what, Fires, just in case, start building defenses as well. You're not coast, but you're close enough to coast. You're close to coast. Yeah, so public order buildings, we'll ignore those for now because they're expensive. We also have to build the toll gates here. Cracked land, Zandri. Yes to defenses, yes to port, and yes to pottery. A land of assassins. Sorcerer's Islands we won't bother upgrading because there's just as likely that Noctilus attacks here. There's also Martek. I don't know if he can reach Martek though, because the road doesn't lead directly to there, so it might be that he would have to spend an extra turn, which actually would be fantastic. Every extra turn he wastes is great for us. Let's upgrade Martek just in case. And I have the Panther, yeah, we can upgrade you as well. Get that weaving house, good. Shifting Sands, this should be relatively quick, and oh, right. I was thinking maybe we trade Kasabar, but for now we'll hold it. At a gig, we do not really need the wall upgrade, so we can ignore you. Eagle Ares, landed estate. We don't really need the growth here, to be honest, so we could probably delete that at some point. Honestly, we could probably just use this entire province not as a moneymaker, but as capacity. And just build a ton of rally fields here as well as sorcerer buildings and just get max capacity out of this. In fact, all of these red provinces is probably a good use for them rather than bothering with the cash and just permanently not collect income. Certainly something I'll think about. We'll probably trade something to get granite spikes back after we deal with these guys. Anyway, Albion, you will get a little bit of money, even though you are a red territory as well. Saber Mountain, you're probably fine. Jungle of Webs in the Awakening, you're going to be traded to these guys shortly, but not right now. Walatal, you're probably going to be traded to Itza. Karak Vrag, you're probably going to be traded away as well. And I know I'm giving a lot of territories back, but at this point I don't think we need any more admin. We have 130 settlements and it's already too much. And then Morgheim, all this stuff will be traded to the dwarfs or possibly the wood elves, unless we can get them to trade that to us. Alrighty, is that everything? Was that the last one? I need our own territories. Okay, there's a bunch of little tiny territories, but I'm not sure that we need to do anything about any of these. Wait, Gorgazan, do we need to upgrade you? Well, maybe we'll keep you, but maybe we won't. I'll decide on that later. Ooh, yes, Land of the Dead. We do need to do something about you, and in fact we can start collecting income here. Let's upgrade Khemri. Let's get its growth up and running. And good. Helmgart, Ultra the Crimson Harvest, Ice is the Icetooth Mountains. Yeah, we probably will not be keeping you. Probably just going to trade it to one of the Kislev factions. Forest of Gloom. I mean, I guess we could upgrade you. Go for it. Go for it. And then Great Mortis Delta, we will upgrade the toll gates here, but hold off, I think, on the Sigmarite Shrine at the current time. Alrighty, so that is going to happen. We also have to fight a quick little manual battle with Simon Moasher here at the Blood Swamps, because we need to destroy this without taking casualties, as Count Noctilus, or not Count Noctilus, as Luther Harkin, together with that full stack and another half stack, are nearby. And if they attack Simon, we wouldn't want him to take all that extra damage. So we're going to fight this one manually, then we're going to quickly end the turn, and then get ourselves a proper battle, hopefully. Also, while we're here, I am still so salty about the fact that that Kurt Helborg got a Skaven Plague on him just as he finally reached the north, and that was useless for 4 turns. Honestly, I've never really liked the Plague mechanic. Really, anything that deprives the player of agency, like the Tzeentchian trading or settlement trading ability, or the plague thing making your army completely useless. I don't know. I just find it more or less annoying. And yeah, it's somewhat realistic, but nonetheless. You cannons, you can go up here, or would it be better to put you on this side? I wonder. Maybe on this side is better. Less trees to block you. Alright, then we'll do this and bombard them into submission, as we like to do. You can float overhead, you two can go here, and you'll summon units, I'm sure. I wonder if these are too close to the enemy tower. Move them back slightly. Alright, all the way back here. I don't think they can hurt you, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Let's put you guys here, you guys here. You're facing the wrong way, like so. And I believe that's it. Alright, start battle. Cannon! Target the tower when it's up and running, but until it is, we don't have to do anything. Ah, yes, the enemy has its own mortar back there. Alrighty, let's move the summoned units up while our artillery does the work. Cannons can't seem to fire at anything yet, but that's what they'll do afterwards. Alright, and we can speed this up as much as we can. Wait, can our Lord fly? No, he cannot. Alright, Wizard, let's get you around. Let's make you Group 1 then. I guess you guys could be Group 2. And you can move up as well. Let's put you right here. Alright, how's that tower looking? 21 seconds. I'm going to target it with the cannons as soon as we have opportunity to. Okay, there we go. And it's up. You guys all target. And you know what? Let's have the mortars targeted as well. And just to make it a little bit faster. Yeah, Halberdiers and Co., the summoned units, up you go. We don't care about your losses. And where's our wizard? Alright, move around, buddy, and let's speed it back up to max. 'Tis necessary. Alright, tower is down. Mortars, you are out of range. Cannons and mortars, both of you, let's move you up, let's say, like so. And we'll move the rest up afterwards. Oh, I probably could have sent the cavalry all the way around, and oh, there's another tower here. Cute. And the enemy mortar, ooh, is almost unguarded. Well, isn't that nice? You know what? You guys, Cav, let's send you around this way. And you guys, let's send you around this way. Wasn't originally gonna do that, but you know what? Why not? You guys move up. And wait, our mortars are probably gonna start targeting you shortly, but whatever. Alright, go after the mortar then instead of the tower. We can go after the tower after. Nice to have a flying wizard. Alright. To what degree can these things follow you? Okay, they can follow you, but probably not as much. And, ooh, it looks like the rotting Prometheans are going to try to stop us here. Let's see if they can do so in time. Also, how long will it take the wizard to actually kill off this mortar thing? Well, good luck, wizard. You do your thing, and ooh, our poor summon units are pretty badly hurt, but obviously we don't really care about those. Probably could have sent these guys to help, but really we're just distracting the enemy so that the mortars can do some work. And speaking of mortars, how's that enemy mortar looking? And how are our cav? Oh, they're taking their sweet time to get there. Alright, let's speed it back up to max again. Alright, mortars appear to have destroyed at least one unit. Let them continue firing. And you're getting hurt? Oh, the tower's firing at you. And the mortar is doing a decent job at getting the heck out of there as well. But hey, are you stuck? What are you doing? Oh, there's a single zombie that you're having trouble at killing. Okay, well, it is what it is. It's a wizard after all. Can't expect it to do all that much damage. It'll get there over time. Hey, you guys are back. Go back in there. Let's speed it back up to max. And this is all purely just to avoid casualties, because I expect we'll have a massive cinematic fight against the against Luther Harkin and his ilk next turn or so. Can the mortars reach most of the enemies? Apparently they can. Alright, looks like another enemy dead. And, ooh, have our cav reached where they're supposed to go? Yes, you two go after that mortar. And then you two, I don't know, go here. It's not like there's any enemies blocking you or anything. Man, poor wizard. I would use a spell, but it feels like it's a waste. Alright, handgunners, go up there. You're the summoned handgunners, I mean, and no, we're gonna run out of ammunition like this. And the handgunners running away. Well, the cannons can deal with you, and ooh, okay, you're close to our heroes. Let's debuff you and then back you away. Mortars, I'm gonna actually specifically target you here, here, and I guess here. And how's that mortar? Well, it's gonna be bad now, which means you, Mr. Wizard, can fly away. And go after that tower, but also cast stuff. Oh, so the enemy... Yeah, the enemy tower is going to target you guys. Let's back you away, maybe move you around to attack these guys here. How are we doing? Cannons, you are firing at the rotting Prometheans. Yes, please continue to do so. Handgunners are helping out. I guess we can watch this a little bit. There we go. Alright, these guys are nearly dead. Alright, just double checking if anybody's moving towards us. Poor crabby boys are done for. You guys, are you targeting the right enemies? Well, I hope so. Alright, you go kill the tower. Mortar is done for, and ooh, some animated hulks moving in, but we don't have to stay here with our cav. Let's move you here, let's move you here. And alright, it's time to move up the rest of our army. Like the actual army, not the summoned garbage. Alright, up you go, up you go. That'll speed it back up to max for a few. And mortars, you are having a tough time attacking these guys. Go attack that zombie-powered gunnery mob, like so. Cav, move around, and oh, I did not properly click that tower, did I? Probably stay out of range with our cav then, so that they can't be reached. And obviously this is too easy of a battle to bother with the cinematic version of it. Plus, at least this way I can speed it up to max a lot. And alright, that unit is nearly done. Handgunners, you've nearly taken care of that one. Beautiful, and then we'll surround the enemy here. How's that tower looking? Ooh, hello, something for the wizard to do. Pop that right there. Hopefully they don't move past it. Come on, a few more seconds. I should have slowed them down with the Melkots first. Oh, but it looks like we did manage to catch a few. Don't let them fire at you. And you guys, charge that unit of zombie-powered gunnery mob with hand cannons. And... you guys get ready to move on in. There we go. That looks like a decent amount of damage. You wanna cast one of these at them? Why not? Start them crumbling away. Alright, they are certainly crumbling. I was hoping that would glance off and hit that zombie-powered gunnery mob. One more hit at the tower, please. Good, go help out against that gunnery mob. Alright, looks like our handguns are doing their thing. Lord and hero charge on through. Let's start moving up our... infantry, like a proper infantry. Alright, and our other units are doing their job, good. And I guess we can move the cav around. Alright, cav, it's time. Maybe I should have moved you back around this way, but it's too late now, so you're going this way instead. We can have the Lord and Hero charge anyway. We just need this zombie-powered gunnery mob to not be able to do anything else. Love to speed it up a little bit more again. Alright, and you guys are taking a long time, damn. Kill that zombie-powered gunnery mob already. And you know what, let's stop the cannon from firing, actually. It seems dangerous to keep it doing stuff, and you want to overcast this? Maybe let's see if we can get it to bounce back through. Oh, these guys are actually firing, damn. Surprise. Ooh, that was a nice one, very nice. Alright, these guys are dead. Cav, charge on in. I'd like you not to get bogged down fighting the anti-large. And the units of great swords, let's get you in here. Is that the enemy lord casting? Yeah, he is. Alright, you guys will have to kill the enemy lord. Let's wither him. I was gonna say Melkoth's him, but that's probably a waste of our time. Do we have another Pit of Shades available soon? I just saw you miscast on a non-overcast spell, which is a little bit unfortunate. Alright, go kill that lord. Alright, how are our great swords? Well, they're getting there. They'll take their sweet time, apparently, but they're getting there. Alright, do we have any spells to cast? We do, but... that looks like it'll hurt our own units. Alright, debuff everybody nearby then, and buff everybody else. And then if you two could kill that enemy lord, the battle will probably be over. Let's slow down these animated hulks with the Melkoths. And you know what, maybe if we could just clip them a little bit, it won't hurt our units too much. Let's hope. In fact, you know what, Cav, let's back you off now. All of you back off, especially the one that got hurt. Back off faster. Don't walk towards the... towards the vortex. Alright, enemy lord is dead. You guys go for the animated hulks, and then the ones that have not lost units charge back in. Great swords, you can help out with that. And then you are hurt, so you can keep backing away. You're gonna go this way, we're gonna speed it back up to max, and the battle should be ours. In a few seconds, charge the back of these animated hulks to start them crumbling away. Beautiful job. Looks like the animated hulks did manage to kill off a few units, but probably not enough to be concerned with. And at max speed, just keep away from the last enemy unit until it crumbles away. Alright, this should ensure we have enough units remaining so that when Luther Harkin attacks us next turn, we are not so badly hurt. And damn, this guy miscast so many times. What the heck? Look how badly damaged he is. And I mostly didn't overcast either. These guys are certainly taking their time to crumble. Alright, just charge them. And there we go, and then charge on out. And while they're turned towards you, have the cav charge back in. Good? There we go. Alrighty. Now we can end the turn and get ourselves a proper little fight. Yeah, my bad about getting the wizard hurt, but I don't know how I could have avoided that except by not casting anything, which would have kind of defeated the purpose for this particular army. Alright, come on. Oh, loading. You will never get better, will you? Alrighty, we're gonna occupy the place, and there we go. Hey, a sort of anti-hero's not a bad pickup. A student, always nice to have. And yeah, so this is what I was concerned with. Amelia Mansveld here with a fairly decent army, those deck gunners and animated hulks, and then of course Luther Harkin, who's always difficult to bring down, especially on his Terrorgeist with all that regen, and this little army with additional stuff, all of which I expect to attack Simon Mosher next turn. You still don't have Soulfire, 2 more ranks on that, unfortunately. We'll get it eventually. Do we want to go through to Benediction or to Retinue Valet? No, I still think that we probably will want to go to Benediction. Yeah. Alright, tenacity for you so that you are less killable. And that's that. Alright, let's pick up our choice for our next thing. I do like our next research, I do like the ammunition and stuff, but I still can't say no to Manorialism. Even though you have to go through some stuff which isn't fantastic in order to get it. I do like the fact that these are 2 turns, but man, I wonder how much we have to go through, how much extra research rate we need to go through to at least 2 turns. It's absolutely taking forever to research anything. Anyway, skip. Building upgrades, skip here, not moved. I'm pretty sure we moved all those outposts available. That's with Vissenland. You're not tricking me this time. River Linsk. Yes, we actually do want your outpost. And that's it. Alrighty. Well, let's see if we get attacked anywhere. Should be reasonable likelihood. Oh, look at that. These guys, oh, will they finally... Okay, we can obviously auto-resolve this garbage, but this will hopefully finally destroy these guys. Ooh, nice amount of extra cash. And they actually took it. Oh, well done to the elves. I wasn't expecting that, I gotta say. At least a little bit I was expecting them to not even try just to keep sieging permanently. And defensive alliance with Itza. Is there any point in not doing this at this point in time? I guess in case they and the Bordelot Errant fight each other. And I might still do this, but I'm gonna give it a little bit. If we can get the Bordelot Errant and Itza and then all these guys to essentially start fighting all of our enemies at the same time, then they'll be friendly enough with each other that we don't have to care about those alliances. But it's already risky what we did with the last defenders. And Count Noctis will indeed attack, and he will indeed attack Leopold Hall. Okay, I'm very glad that we built these guys here. And, oh wow, he managed to get a bunch of his artillery back, and he has a bunch of bound stuff. Yeah, this is gonna be iffy. This is gonna be iffy. He doesn't have a crazy stack or anything, but bringing down rotting Promethean gunnery mobs with this garbage is always going to be an issue. And then the mortars will be annoying. I guess a lot of this will depend on what kind of map we get for the defense of this. Well, I guess we're about to find out. I really don't want to lose Kofer Harbor, though I don't really care about the Lord if he dies, because he's just a random summon. Here we go, let's see if we can pull this off.
In the name of Sigmar! Beware the whistle!
Alrighty, forgot where we were for a second there. Anyway, here we go. Let's see if we can survive this. The balance of power clearly not so much in our favor at the current time, but hopefully we can overcome it. Certainly 3 Necrofex Colossi, one of which being Noctilus himself, on top of 4 artillery pieces and 3 units of rotting Promethean's gunnery mobs, which are a scary unit in the first place, is a very, very solid army to be arrayed against us. So, and we'll see. We do have the Black Lions, though, as well as the advantage of being in a settlement. Let's see if that's enough. Anyway, we have deployed over on this side of the map with a few units, nothing crazy, mind you, but enough, and we will hopefully be able to deal with the enemy with that are deployed over on this side with just these units, while Noctilus over on the other side of the map tries to march forward. He has deployed a single Necrofex Colossus as well as a unit of animated hulks and one of the rotting Promethean gunnery mobs, as well as one of the mortars here. So that's a pretty significant blow to his army if we can finish it off, and not in a good way. But we couldn't have deployed all of our units here because the infantry are relatively slow, and Noctilus will get here, and we need to hold the main location. Anyway, let's begin. We're going to charge our Lord right into the enemy mass here, just to try to get as close to those units of mortars as we can, and drop that soul fire upon them so that they can no longer fire on our relatively fragile infantry. Necrofex Colossus is firing at us, but actually in a pretty good position as it is hiding within these trees, wherein it's going to be difficult for us to actually fire upon it with our units. We've deployed both 2 out of our 3 units of swordsmen here, mostly because I don't really care what happens to the swordsmen. And these shielded spears and the halberdiers, all except 1 unit, are all the way up here in the central keep, where then they will be defending against Noctilus's onslaught. Here, they're just here to distract while we hopefully do enough damage with the Black Lions, together with the range units. So they are going to set up, and they're going to begin firing on that Necrofex Colossus, which, yeah, that tree cover. I gotta give praise to the AI. Obviously, it didn't do it on purpose, but it should be a pretty effective stratagem there. Anyway, the animated hulks and the rotting Prometheans in the middle of our infantry, working decently well together by the looks of it. But once again, most of the swords are just here as a distraction. We don't really care about them, though the halberdiers we certainly do because of their anti-large and armor-piercing capabilities. I always enjoy watching the animated hulks fight. They're quite fun, aren't they? Let's watch this for a little bit while the range units exchange fire in the background, essentially. Ooh, that was a pretty big hit, and we are still nowhere near through these units of animated hulks, but we are getting a pretty great shot of the mortal men, the regular infantry, holding against these monstrosities, as they tend to do, just like the Imperial Guard in 40k. Facing off against all sorts of crazy nonsense. Alrighty, well, the animated hulks look to be in much worse shape than they were before, dropping down to about 1/3 of their HP, though the rotting Promethean gunnery mob is just fine, and they have ripped apart that unit of swordsmen, but hardly unexpected. On the bright side, though, the Necrofex Colossus is getting close to half HP, though clearly it's taking a lot of time because of this damn tree cover that it has, but we're nearly through half of its HP. Oh man, I kind of like the way it almost blends into the trees and the shadows like this. Really difficult to spot. If it weren't for the probably loud creaking that it makes when it moves, it might be a decent actually location to hide a Necrofex Colossus like that, I would think. And there's another Soul Fire coming down just to do a little bit of extra damage to the enemy, and finally the animated Hulks melt away, but we still have the Rotting Prometheans and the Necrofex to deal with. We also did manage to chase off that one unit of Dark Elf Corsairs, but in the meantime, while all this is happening, it looks like the first of the enemies have arrived up to where we are defending the keep. We have kept our Empire Captain back, rather than deploying him together with our main unit, mostly because, or with our Lord rather, mostly because the Empire Captain is on foot, and I feared that he would not be able to get to the battle here in time. And I do think I was correct in that, because clearly the first of the Necrofexes have arrived. Also, I don't think this is on purpose by the AI, as in I don't think that it's aware that it's doing this, but what this clever little Colossus is doing is it's essentially deployed hull down like a tank. So it's firing over the lip of this hill with just its guns and I guess its mast peeking over that, while its entire body is shielded by the hill there. This means that our handgunners can't fire at it at all, and it can still fire back because it has a higher rate. Well, it has a higher vantage point where its turret is. Tank warfare in the form of Necrofex Colossi. Pretty neat, you gotta admit. Anyway, speaking of Necrofex Colossi, the one on this side of the map seems like it's in bad shape now, finally, dropping down to about 25% HP, but more importantly, beginning to crumble away. Though it's taken, man, more than half of the ammunition on the Black Lion's Hellblaster wagons, which is, let's face it, quite a bit. I'm still in slow motion? I'm still in slow motion. And the enemy's also adding their own cannonry support to the fire, as we can see it drop down. Almost look like a hell cannon there. Alright, I just wanted to listen to the Black Lions fire a little bit, and down goes the Necrofex Colossus. Unfortunately, our Halberdiers are also pretty much done, but our range units should be able to take care of this last enemy Rotting Promethean gunnery mob, as it is the last unit here. And oh, it looks like they actually summoned some zombies. I guess that's an army-bound ability, but not a big deal. Unless, wait, do the zombies pop out of the Necrofex Colossus like they pop out of the... like they pop out of the Hell Pit Abomination? I'm not sure anymore. Well, regardless, not super important right now, and it looks like the second Necrofex Colossus has finally moved up top. They destroyed the other sacrificial unit of swordsmen, but I decided to keep the spears back just enough to get the enemy Colossus in range, so that our own range can start focusing the thing down. Oh wow, the light looks really weird on it. What the heck? That's so bizarre. From this angle where the sun is, it's almost like it's ethereal. It almost reminds me of like a Mortis engine or something. Still, you gotta love the Necrofex Colossus. What an awesome freaking model. Anyway, unfortunately, we've had to follow it down with our spears, but it is still, by the looks of it, high enough at the very least for our range units to target it, and this one's already at half HP. We do have a much higher incidence, or a much higher number of range units here in the form of 3 units of crossbows and 2 units of handgunners, though all of them are getting bombarded by the enemy mortars right now and getting hit by the enemy army support. Enemy mortars are not coming away unscathed, however, nor are there carronades, I guess, as we are targeting the enemy artillery with our own single mortar, though it's gonna cost us dearly at this rate. Though the enemy one is also, once again, not coming away as scathed, as the second Necrofex Colossus is just about to go a few more volleys into it and should at the very least start crumbling away. There it goes, I believe. Or was that just the sun? Okay, that was just the sun effect. Now it should start crumbling away. There it goes. Alrighty, but even as it crumbles away, man, a lot of give and take in this particular battle. Even as it crumbles away, another one of our units books it. The Necrofex falls, but the animated Hulks rush forward with a bunch of zombies and boarding crew directly behind them, plus Noctilus himself hanging out in that crow's nest and ordering his army to march on. And he's got a lot of HP. I don't remember whether Noctilus has regeneration like Harkon does, and no, apparently he does not, which is great for us. I mean, obviously he can heal himself by his spells, but it's still significant. In the meantime, our Lord has finally arrived here, as well as the Black Lion's war wagons, which do, if nothing else, still have additional ammunition via the ammunition replenish ability that they have. They're going to take positions and they're going to start firing as well. We've got a lot of Noctilus's HP to work through, plus all of those animated hulks, or the second set of animated hulks that we're going to have to deal with up here. Alright, mortal men continue to hold, both against the Hulks and the zombies. We are also about to get flanked by a unit of crabby boys, those rotting Promethean gunnery mobs that have captured a key location back here and have now decided to flank us, which means we're going to have to peel away some infantry, some melee infantry, to essentially distract these guys while we fire into their backs with the handgunners, and probably going to have to switch the Black Lines to fire upon them as well. Then we have Noctilus still fighting and still close to about half HP, so above half HP, and we still have to work through that. We did just drop a soul fire, however, on both of those boarding crew, and as we can see, the soul fire hurt them pretty badly. In addition to that, our mortar has been able to destroy one of the enemy artillery pieces, and as well working on the second, and by virtue of the fact that we've been able to keep around this particular minor supply location, this tower has not been destroyed and has been able to continuously provide support this entire time. Alrighty, Black Lions, we haven't seen a lot of the regular Hellblasters, but at least we are seeing you. And I guess we're seeing these guys again because we used to have them in Peter's army for a while. And they did do fairly decent there. It's a really cool unit, I really like these guys. Especially if you're fighting just a massive blob of infantry, you can reposition this thing and just hit them so hard from the sides along their entire line. Pretty fantastic. Anyway, looks like they're doing fairly decently against the rotting Promethean gunnery mob, as well as this thing is about to get destroyed, with the Empire Captain and our Lord fighting it, or fighting them, I guess, as well, holding them back while the handgunners dish out the damage. There was a unit of spears or halberds here, but unfortunately they got ripped apart by the gunnery mob. On the bright side, it looks like Noctilus is down to a mere 10 to 15% of his HP. The crossbows have been focusing him the entire time and by themselves, mostly because the other range units were having a difficult time actually reaching him because of this whole hill and hull down situation. Fortunately for us, it's not enough, and Noctilus topples, or at the very least his Necrofex topples, and I guess he got ejected from up there. I still feel like it would have been a cool feature if a unit, lords with mounts, would lose their mount at like half HP or something like that, and then start fighting on foot after that. I wish they had done that. Alrighty, and with the death of Noctilus, or the true death, well, not really a true death because he'll be coming back before too long, but with him going down, the rest of his troops begin to melt away, and just like that, the battle is ours. Definitely a Pyrrhic victory, and definitely a toughie, but man, I was not expecting that to be such a fun battle, but, well, I guess considering the fact that we definitely could have lost, it damn well was. Gotta give this one up to the fact that we had the buffs from our warrior priest, or our arch lector. The damage resistance as well as the soul fire both came in fairly clutch at times, and of course the Black Lions, both for their damage as well as for the ammunition replenishment for these other range units that not only kept firing the entire time, but on top of that, the additional ammunition replenishment causing the balance of power to shift further in our favor and allowing the enemy to crumble just those extra few seconds earlier. Alrighty, that was a pretty fun battle. I definitely enjoyed that one. Let's see, 15k damage and 27k damage on the summoned units, although it looks like the silver bullets only did as much damage as one of the unbuffed units of crossbows, but the better of the units of crossbows, but they did at least beat out the other units of handgunners, so there is that. Fortunately, it looks like Noctilus won't be getting back either one of his Necrofex Colossi, but all of the artillery, well, actually 3 out of 4 artillery. are coming back, plus Noctilus himself. Still, I'm glad that we actually got to fight that battle, because it was a fairly enjoyable one, though it was certainly not the battle that I was expecting this episode. It was definitely better than the, well, the super easy one that we had to do manually. And Camry, you're still alive by virtue of this guy. He should destroy himself within the next turn or so. You want us to attack the Wardens of the Living Pools? That's not going to happen, Alberic. Go and fight Kairos or something. Why are you fighting lizards? And don't you have better things to do? Or go up north and fight other lizards. I guess still lizards, but anyway, you don't need an Ogre Blade, my friend Gregor, and I believe with the... Oh, Leopold Hall got also a bunch of stuff. Don't get that, but I'll see. Where is Count Noctilus? He went back here to Lashik. Wow, he heals fast. Damn, I guess he heals nearly as fast as we did. And our ambush with Marcus got foiled, unfortunately. Not a huge deal, but still. Let's see. Creator, Settlement Besiege, Nalfari Plain, Mountains of Nalfari. What is this? Where did you come from? Oh, we were healing here. I didn't even know there was a little army here. I have no clue, no concept of where you could have possibly come from. Maybe he was here and we couldn't see him. Well, it is annoying that we won't have healed these guys for a turn. We're gonna have to be careful with them, and we're gonna probably have to destroy you manually. Though, I'm actually kind of curious if he'd actually be willing to fight there, or he's going to try to back off instead. Breakherds come, Camry destroyed, and there we go for this turn. Alrighty, well, with that, we are once more then out of time, and I am going to call the episode here. This is fairly momentous at the very least for Ulthuan, as they are now no longer going to have to deal with the Seducers of Slaanesh, and can hopefully turn their attentions towards the Drowned and the Cult of Pleasure, and possibly Nagarond after that. Stuff that we don't want to deal with, especially as we're trying our darndest to get to that endgame scenario. Let's see. Most likely next episode, well, we won't get to Noctilus for another 2 turns, plus he'll have to waste a couple turns getting new units, but we will also be getting units up in that time, so I think he won't at the very least be able to take Kofer, even if he can take the Sorcerer's Islands, though depending on if we can get Peter over there. In terms of what we do next episode, probably take out the Ecstatic Legions for good. These are their last 2 settlements, and if we can get both of them, that faction will be destroyed, and then only Norska, or the only enemy we'll have to deal with in Norska will be Throg. It'll still be an issue dealing with him, but certainly one I think we can overcome. And then there is also Karl, who, ooh, maybe can actually catch Akarak the Crow finally. And look at that, Boris, he has an actual army up. I doubt that he can take anything, mind you, because Arcan's probably hanging around here, but, well, we shall see. Anyway, more Empire to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.